All right. Well, hey, in this session, I'm going to teach you exactly what you do to get and keep the perfect coach or mentor for you so that you can get into the top 13%, stay in the top 13%. Well, this is the 13% club, so welcome. Let's jump right in. Numero uno, number one. Do you guys remember when there was like this ride along program where you could actually go and for a few hours ride along in a police car? I don't know if it was done through the school or what. I mean, I'm sure they would never in a million years allow you to do that now, but it used to be a thing. It always caught me. Like, just imagine for a second, you go out and let's just say you go on a couple of ride alongs and you see what the police are doing. At the end of the ride along, are you qualified to be a police officer? Well, of course, the answer is no. And yet, isn't that exactly what we see so many of in the real estate coaching and training spaces? Y'all, number one on your list should be that you're going to find a coach and a mentor that's actually done what it is that you want to do. And I'm talking about at a high level. And I'm not talking about like I sold my soul so that I could have success on the real estate side. I'm talking about somebody who was able to build a great business, be a great community member, build a great family, live with health and vitality. You know what I'm talking about. But you got to find somebody who's actually done it, somebody that can actually demonstrate that not only have they done it at a very high level, but they've also helped other people to do the very same thing. This is huge. Like, this is step one. Do not pass step one. Do not pass go, collect $200, all of those things. The last thing you want is to get into a relationship taking information and guidance from somebody who simply stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. That's not how it works. Okay. So they've got to have done it and they've got to have demonstrated that they can do it and that they have taught other people to do it. So that's number one on my list. Number two on my list. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. I'm going to get you right back to the video, but most of you know me as a real estate broker or maybe somebody who's built and scaled one of the fastest growing sales organizations in the country. What you may not know is that I also work with other sales professionals and leaders that are looking to grow and scale their businesses and just live badass lives. The one place that I have everybody start, the very first spot, is the lethal scripts for the sales warrior. I'm going to give you one for free today just so that you can get a little taste of what it is that we're doing out there. So click on the link below. We'll send you the information and let's get back to the video. You have to pursue a coach and a mentor. You can't sit back and expect that they're just going to show up. Like, contrary to, I think it's the Chinese proverb that when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. It's that you will see when you're ready to accept help, but they're not just going to suddenly show up. Like, you've got to do some work here to identify somebody who can help you compress time, reduce, or even better, eliminate the pain of those failures along the way because they've done it. You're going to have to go after them. Okay. Now, I understand some are coaches that you can go out and hire, which is wonderful. Again, choose them properly, but some aren't coaches. Some are actually involved in business. It may not even be your industry, but what you're doing is you have to go out and pursue those folks to be your mentor. And by the way, they may not even know that they're being your mentor. You are just getting in proximity to those because remember, proximity is power, and there is massive power in the proximity to those people who are just simply operating at a level that you want to be able to operate at. You're going to have to chase them down. You're going to have to pursue them. And that's going to look different to a lot of different people, but hopefully the next two will help you figure out what that looks like for you. Number three is pay for access. Paying for access is an interesting one for me because what you're really talking about is, well, so coaching is easy, right? Like, I find a coaching company, I find a coach, I stroke a check, and they meet with me once a week and we crush it. Like, that's paying for access. But if you're talking about a mentor, maybe it's not a paid mentorship, but you still need to figure out a way to get into the proximity. And maybe that looks like you paying for access. Now, that payment might look like dinner. That payment may look like, I mean, you want to really go crazy. Like, it may be, hey, look, I got tickets to the local football game, baseball game, hockey game, whatever. like getting that person to go and spend some time with you. It may look a lot like you going out and spending 4.5 hours on a golf course with them, and where you're stroking the check for golf and drinks and that kind of stuff. What you're doing is you're paying for access to be around them, and they may not even realize what you're doing, but you're paying for access. I knew somebody who chartered a jet. Okay. Like that's crazy talk, but that's what he did. He chartered a jet. He got all of these people that he wanted in his inner circle to go to an event together, but you're paying for access. So paying looks different depending on what we're talking about, coaching or mentoring, but you are going to have to pay for access. I'd love some comments on ways that you have thought about how you could pay for access. That might be helpful to everybody else in the community. So if you've got some ideas, put them in the comments below. All right, in number 5. Hey, just a quick little interruption. As you know, I work with some of the best sales professionals and leaders who are looking to grow their businesses, build exceptional lives on the planet. And what I'm doing is I'm giving away $50,000 worth of coaching and training absolutely free. All you have to do is enter the drawing below, click on the link, enter your information, tell us just a little bit about you, and you could qualify for $50,000 worth of free coaching and training. Let's get back to the video. Number 5 on my list is like, you got to be their absolute best student. I mean, I'm talking about, look, if you agree to coach me, I am going to be your absolute best coachee ever, your best mentee ever. Like, I'm going to make you proud with the success. You're going to want to tell people about my success because you helped me get there. But I'm telling you what, nobody's going to do more work. Nobody's going to listen more clearly. Nobody's going to show. I'm not going to show up on time. I'm going to show up early. I'm not going to get off on time. I'm off the call on time. I'm going to get off the call late. Like, I'm going to put in the extra reps. I'm going to put in the extra work. I'm going to do everything you said that you would do to go from point A to point B faster and less pain. And I am going to make you so proud that you're going to be like, holy smokes, he or she was my best student ever. Like, and when I say that, I'm not kidding. I will tell you that those people who have coached and mentored me, I think that's what they would say about me. They would say, boy, I tell you what, that dude worked his patootie off to make sure that he was my best student. That's what you've got to really focus on. So what are they? Number 1, find somebody that's done it. Number 2, pursue them. Don't sit back waiting for them to find you. Number 3, pay for access. Number 4, provide value to your coach and mentor. By the way, what does providing value look like? Well, it might be like, hey, sharing your coach with other people because, hey, listen, your coach gets paid to coach other people. Your mentor, it may be driving business to them or supporting them in some way. Number 5, be their absolute best student of all time, period. So there's 5 tips to picking and keeping your coach and mentor. Now, I've got one last thing for you. I'm going to be offering 67% discount off of our coaching program. So if you're interested in our coaching programs, this is the Sales Warrior Coaching and Corner Office. If you're a leader or an aspiring leader, text me 67% to 833-338-0078. Thank you for being part of the 13% Club, and I'll see you at the next session.